All right.
I take it we're still in for a good long wait before it's thoroughly decrypted.
Likely so, but if we want to find out what the Abbey is up to, we need to know what's in this book, no matter how long it takes.
What the Abbey's up to, is it? I think we can learn much, even from the lyrics alone. The drawings depict him with 8 heads. One of them belongs to his main body, but the other 7 are his mouths. Those mouths consume malevolence, sending it along Earth pulses back to that main body so he can awaken. The 7 monsters fitting that description are called
Therians.
Right. Now as for this malevolence, I have no idea what that means.
What about the second part?
I haven't studied much ancient history, but it said this world was created by 4 Empyreans: Earth, Water, Wind, and Fire. But they also call Innominat an Empyrean. Perhaps a war broke out between Innominat and the other Empyreans that resulted in him being sealed away.
But if there is someone to connect with this divine power, the Therians will keep spawning. And just like that, Innominat will be revived. If we assume that Shepherd Artorius fits that bill, and that he's trying to reawaken Innominat, everything lines up.
Which means our job is to find these Therians and cut off Innominat's heads, so to speak.
But where do we even start looking for them?
Remember, the song states that the Therians in Innominat's body are connected through Earth pulses. If their job is to feed Innominat, the most effective place to position them would be at the Earth pulse points.
Points?
The places where the power of Earth pulses is concentrated.
Places with that sigil. Hey, remember the barrier that was keeping this bug in the forest?
Wait, are you trying to say that thing's a Therian? And yet, it would explain why the Abbey was keeping it locked up.
And there was that same barrier at the villa, too.
That's right. Do you suppose that was also a Therian? Does that mean the Therians all come in different forms?
Should we go to
Well, at least we
Logos
know
and
they're
check?
not all that strong.
We've just started deciphering the book. I'd hate to lose time on some fool's errand. I'd rather know at least a little more about what's in it before we make a move.
Something bothering you, Grim?
This line. The one about Therians being forever reborn.
I wanna be forever reborn.
I just felt the same thing as I did in Warg Forest.
I like how he just pulls this thing that's like
Lena's
half his
pointing in
side
the
out of his
direction
pocket.
Ominoch's temple, Palamedes. Do I recall hearing that the Abbey took that over?
Temples and ritual sites are often built on places thought to be rich in spiritual energy. Could the temple possibly be an Earth pulse point?
There's lots of Earth pulse points scattered all over the world. If there's only 7 Therians, most of them will be empty.
It's not like we have any better leads. If there's even a chance, shouldn't we go check it out?
Better than sitting around waiting on the book. If nothing else, we'll find out what Laphicet is sensing.
Let me just put this in my
Just a
pocket really
theory,
quick.
But if you were to kill a Therian... What?
Just gonna put this giant cup as half my size in my
I guess
back
there's
pocket real
only
quick.
one way to find out.
Toss that into hammer space.
Never mind. Good luck out there.
Like, I understand hammer space is a thing, but you don't need to make it that obvious, you know? It doesn't need to be so, like... Just... Gosh, I really want to enjoy more than the combat in this game. I really do, but the game is making it really hard for me to do that. Because it's just, like, a lot of lazy visuals in some places. Story and writing is kind of meh. Sexism abound.
The innkeeper's daughter. I happened to overhear you all talking about going to Palamedes, and...
Did you report us to the Abbey?
Report? But you already have an exorcist with you.
If you have any business, talk with her then.
Why is he wearing headphones? Because he's straight styling.
I'm Eleanor Hume, an exorcist with the Abbey. How might I be of service?
I want you to look for someone. A mother and her child went to visit the Abbey grounds, but they haven't returned.
They've both gone missing?
Yes. The mother's name is Mahina. She's a priestess of Aminoch. And her little daughter's name is Kamoana.
Hold on. If she's a priestess of Aminoch...
Right. Ever since the Abbey booted her out from the temple, she's been regularly going back to make her objections heard. But one day, she
I
never
know,
returned
right away
home.
for her.
And now her daughter has disappeared too. I can only assume that she went to go look for her mother.
And you believe they're being held at the temple?
Oh no, ma'am. I just can't imagine Mahina would abandon her daughter like that. Kamoana is next in line to succeed her, so she's had a strict upbringing, but her mother truly loves her. Please forgive Mahina for her protests. I was just hoping you could use the Abbey's resources to track them down.
The only nonsensical names in FF13 are the whole let's see, fell see things.
I will
The
do
actual
everything in my
character names
power
are
to find
fine.
them.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Like Kamoana, I grew up with only my mother as family. I can't help but worry for them.
Of course.
Let's be off, Miss Exorcist.
Well, not the best place to put a town. Like, if the tide, this looks like low tide. Tide rises just a little bit, and your town's flooded. I guess they were right on the beach anyway, on the other side. So I mean, it's the same deal, I suppose.
Eleanor, what's your game here?
The mother and daughter, you mean?
It's Tales of
That's on
Berseria.
me.
That's what the
I'll
game
search
is.
for them myself.
You should
I
know
don't
that.
care
You're the main
about that.
character.
Well, what then?
Why are you actively helping us decipher the
You
book?
may have overgrinded in
when we're
Arknights. How
using it to
so?
thwart the Abbey's plans?
You think I might be
But
deliberately
I can tell you right
misleading
now,
you?
there's no such
Laying a
thing.
trap of some sort for you all?
E2 is
Are you?
disgusting.
I think you're a lot of things, Demon. But foolish is not one of them. I want to know the truth. I want to know what Lord Artorias is trying to accomplish. And there's something happening in the world right now. I want to know what it is. Unfortunately, little old Eleanor has never been deemed trustworthy enough to be given
Oh, I
such
see. I
information.
spaced out my
So, my only option is to
level
find out
clears
for
across
myself.
all the levels to
You've
get a
got the
good
soul-searching
stock of
one at
all the
least.
equipment, all the items
Abbey
rather,
and
the
your
materials.
Band of rogues follow two different paths. But something tells me either will lead me to
True,
the
most
same
of it was on raised
destination.
platforms. That's true.
And
good,
so you
good
don't
eye.
see any need to lie to us?
Good point.
Exactly.
And what'll you do if those truths don't line up cleanly with what you believe?
I'm not sure yet.
As honest an answer as any.
But even the first
Either
four
way,
levels are worth
it looks
grinding.
like you'll be working with
So you have
us
a
for the
good
near
supply of
future.
all the
Yes,
materials, not just
for
coal
now.
and grindstone.
Hey, could I ask you something?
What is it?
About the Therians. I've heard you call yourself a Therian before. Is there any particular insight you have about them?
No, none. Artorias said I was one, that's all.
And that doesn't bother you?
Does it bother you?
Nope, not at all. If you're not worried, then neither am I.
Oh, that's why I was in that
I'm
sealed
surrounded by
thing.
freaks.
Same deal. I was sealed away too.
But was that truly the reason Ceres chose me?
Dun, 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 dun. Because the only other time I've seen that kind of wall, that kind of prison, was with me, and then the bug. Interesting.
Don't waste my time.
Too slow! Roll them! Crush! Take that! Devour! Roll them! Surface! Lock it in!
See this? One, two! Reception!
Pretty moon! Roll them! Take that!
See this? Here it goes!
Maelstrom! Whirl! Ready to feel the burn? Roll them! Pretty moon! Finish! Lock and Raven! Here it comes! Roll them!
Killing flash! But I'm this
This thing's got like 1 HP.
Form zero! Thunder!
That's the end for you!
What an easy victory.
I am invincible!
Pretty sure all my mods are MIA at the moment, which is fine, but I had to do it myself, that's all. Do 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 ba do ba ba da ba na ba na. BGG playing this game like. Wow, you must really like this game. I mean, to be fair, this is a viewer choice game, and I also never give up on a game anyway. So, you know. Man, I don't know. Like, look at this. It looks like there's just no water there. Like, right in front of me, it just looks like there's no water. And then I move a little bit, and there's a tiny little gloss. I don't know, I just... Just awkward.
On to battle!
I'm enjoying this game, dude. I like it. The gameplay is really good. And the story isn't so bad that it's just like, you know, impossible to enjoy. It's okay. It's just your standard typical, you know... It's your standard typical anime game story, you know? It's just, it's okay.
Always be on guard! Roll them!
Hurricane! Shooting star! Victory is ours.
Clear water is one thing, but the thing is there's always some kind of movement along the water all the time. And so, the complete lack of movement, it's not a pool, right? It's still part of the actual ocean, so there should be more movement. Which would cause more reflection, which causes it to look less clear because of the movement. You know, it's not a flat surface. It has to be very still to actually be completely invisible looking. Yeah, it looks like shading instead of water, exactly. Yeah. I'm not sure how much time you've spent on the ocean side yourself, but I've spent a lot of time on the western ocean coast. Western US ocean. Damn it, dude, I had it charging all last night.
I'm not one to go easy.
It was charging all last night, but hey, apparently not. Water and water and water, exactly. I think this is where I came from, maybe? No, I see where I came from. Difficulty, just normal. I don't play hard mode on first time plays. I like to relax and enjoy a game, understand the deeper mechanics, and then if I want to go hard mode, I'll go after that. If I really enjoy a game.
Don't get careless. See this? Crimson Wall down. Wall down. No escape!
That's unfortunate, Yoda Man.
Here it comes! No escape!
Yeah, I used to do like I spent a lot of time on the northern California coastline.
You too.
I used to go like out in like 3 or 4 in the morning with my dad to do like clam hunting and stuff, like all the time. I spent tons of time West Coast Ocean, tons and tons of time. But I've never, well, I've like lived there for like a short period of time, but never like for more than half a year. But you know, because I have had family there in the past, I've spent a lot of time there.
Shooting star! Shooting star! Hurricane! Armor crusher! You won't get away! See this? Shooting star!
Well, that.
Unfortunate though that Yoda Man, the only time you've seen the ocean was trash-filled Florida coastline. Never been to Florida myself. Don't really care to ever go, to be honest. Florida just sounds like torture. Oh, nice bigum. Sure. And sure. And sure. Is it that much different than a gigantic lake? Yes, substantially.
Are we ready for this?
Slow down! Slow down! Crush! Take that! Devour! Slow down! Slow down! Slow down! Slow down! You won't get away! Thunder Blitz! Slow down!
Lakes do have waves, but it's more like sloshing of water rather than actual waves and tide and current and everything. No, it's significantly different in so many ways. It is significantly different. If you ever do end up going to an ocean, just remember, never underestimate it. Do not, like, you should always fear the ocean, but don't, like, be afraid to go in and explore it. Just, like, don't, like, you know, what's the word?
I won't miss! Form zero!
Don't be arrogant around it, you know? Because when you least expect it, it can absolutely just consume you. But the volume of water, the salt, the rocky edges, the beach, everything plays so much of a role in how much different it is for so many reasons in so many ways. Just respect it, you know? Respect it. Respect the ocean.
That was a considerably powerful enemy.
0 XP? Really? That was bad. Yeah, actually the ocean is the final, like, frontier of exploration on the planet, to be honest. Yeah, it's true. Oh, we'll get this one first because it gives me equipment, skill, learning speed. Godzilla's out there, you know it. True. Well, actually, not so much flora because the saltwater kills everything except for like kelp, you know. Pretty much.
Shooting star!
Come on, really?
Not yet, Badges. But yeah, ocean's freaking crazy, man. It's so much different than just a lake. A lake is like a big bowl of water almost, you know? But an ocean is so much more. So much more. It's pretty crazy, honestly. I love it, actually. Kaboom!
Your style is really unique.
Just wait until I pull out the good stuff.
Oh, you haven't pulled out the good stuff yet? Oh, still waiting. Still waiting. We're talking about water and water and water, water, yep.
Velvet keeps picking on Madame Eleanor. They're total opposites, so I know they're just gonna clash sometimes, but Velvet takes it too far.
You really think they're totally opposite?
If Madame Eleanor is a white lily, then Velvet is a black rose. If Madame Eleanor is a soaring Pegasus, then Velvet is a wolf in the shadows. If Madame Eleanor is a plate of spaghetti carbonara, Velvet is squidding noodles with seaweed.
I don't follow you completely, but I think I get the point.
I'm sure you understand. The two have nothing at all in common. And since they don't share anything in common,
I'm waiting for it to die, Laugher, really.
Well, they both have beautiful hair.
Okay, but we're talking a noble exorcist and an aloof demon.
Eleanor sometimes treats you coldly. And Velvet has helped me more times than I can count.
Madame Eleanor gives herself fully to the salvation of others, but Velvet is bent solely on revenge.
That means they're both motivated by thoughts of others.
How is the cheerful and talkative Madame Eleanor at all the same as the brooding, taciturn Velvet?
Both of them talk to me when it's just the two of us together.
You're just trying to be contrary.
I'm only telling you what I've experienced.
Actually, I feel that Madame Eleanor isn't really reaching out to me.
It's all right if Eleanor doesn't want to talk to you. I'm here for you, Bienfu. You aren't alone.
That just makes me feel lonelier.
two are opposites yourselves.
Huh?
This rocky shore just keeps going. Just don't step on any sea slugs, okay?
Why not? What's the big deal?
It's just that it isn't pretty. Their insides squish everywhere.
Yikes. That sounds pretty traumatizing.
Then again, if you pickle their innards, it makes for a great snack.
You eat them?
Oh, don't be a baby. You've had worse.
Forget the sea slugs. Try not to step on the coral.
Good point. Coral is alive and needs our protection.
Or maybe it's because some of it can be sold for jewelry.
I didn't mean either of those reasons. Although Manon appears similar to Maclear Beach, it was formed by a completely different process.
Now that you mention it, this area is covered by rocks.
Maclear is just your average seashore. But Manon here was made by the slow corrosion of seaside caves.
They were worn away by the waves?
That too. But mainly, it was the handiwork of a rock-eating species of coral, known as ravening table coral. Stay in contact long enough, and they'll melt your flesh right off.
Ah, so that's why it tingles every time I touch the coral.
Why didn't you warn us earlier?
It's just flesh-eating coral.
You better be ready.
I agree, Skittles. I agree, dude. It's really annoying. Like just having to stand still and listen to really, really irrelevant garbage dialogue that has no value. Like I understand from like a character banter standpoint, that's cool. You know, some character banter, some growth, whatever. But it's just really generic and forced, and you sit there and you have to listen to it, and it's just annoying. Oh, thanks, Kajin. Thanks, man. Glad you're enjoying all of those things that you said right there, in no particular order.
And another one down. Aqua split.
Hey, no escape. Shooting star.
I refuse to fall here.
Final result of the fiesta was that we both finished it. I don't remember the times though. Oh God! That's right. Yeah.
Laffy said, have you been taking care of that rhino stag roast like a good boy? Of course.
Yeah, but it was not only was it better banter, but it was like
since it's nocturnal.
it let you move around while it was happening, you know?
Calling it a rhino stag roast. I don't know. It's a new kind of beetle, so it's gonna be hard to tell if it's really a rhino or a stag. You're asking a lot of questions. Bienfu, do you like bugs? Duh! I love rhinoceros and stag beetles both. What guy doesn't find them fascinating?
Me?
Right? So which kind of beetle do you think it is? Rhino or stag? Oh, that's a tough question.
Well, the 2018 Fiesta had like what,
Miss Muggy
6 extra games on it or something like that?
I didn't know there was a way to tell. Yeah, but if I do it, you gotta name it after me, alright? Come on! What guy doesn't wish he had a cool bug named after himself, right? And besides, Miss Magilu told me that this technique is so good that it's only fair to have a bug named after you in return. So what do you say? Man to man,